What's going on, guys? Plotter Cards in the house, and today I am very excited because I was able to get my hands on 3 of the Albaz Strike Structure decks. That's right, and I have not seen what's on the inside. Well, you know, I've looked at it online and know what's inside, but I haven't opened these yet. So I thought, why not open these together? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, guys. All right, so I am gonna try to be careful not to mess up any of the inside contents. Yeah. God damn it, I suck at this. Alright. Open. So, first things first, we got ourselves the play mat that always comes with these type of decks. And on the front side, we got ourselves 2 of the boss monsters, I believe, that will be included with this. So, you can take a look at what that looks like. That's pretty nice. And on the back of that, we usually have the standard how to play the deck and whatnot. But on this side, it says art story. So, it seems like there's a little bit of lore to it. The radiant sky is dyed in red, thus begins the march of the dead. The children gather in joy to mourn, and dance until the dawn is born, seeking out the final marks, the mighty and true, until we find out... what the hell? I just lost my spot. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're really here for, the meat of the video. If anyone's interested, I picked this up at my local card shop, Shane's Cards, Renton, Washington. This was they had this on sale for about $10.99, which is definitely cheaper than online, because I know people are selling it for like 15, 16, sometimes even 17 bucks. So it might be more cheaper to just pick everything up at your local card store. And I just got it open. Perfect. All right. Let's take a look at this. Before, we got to do the traditional... Oh, yeah, that smells good. So first, Tri-Brigade Miricorier. It is a winged beast effect monster. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz's material, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or face up field to the graveyard and negate that effect. Okay, so we got ourselves a hand trap. Albaz, Fallen of Albaz specific hand trap. That's pretty good. You can add from your deck to your hand 1 Fallen of Albaz or 1 monster that mentions except tribe. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. If this card is banished, that is. But that's pretty good, guys. Look at how shiny that is. Next, we got Springin's Kit. Its effect is, if you have a fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz's material on your field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add it to your hand. You can add to your hand 1 of your branded spells / traps that is banished or in your deck or graveyard, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. Not bad. The Golden Sword Soul. Nice. More Sword Soul cards. It is a tuner, so maybe if I get some extra deck cards, some more extra deck cards, because I'm pretty sure it only comes with these 2 here. Pretty sure I could be able to pull off maybe a Synchro engine in this as well. That would be interesting. Well, this is a Sword Soul card, so yeah, you would expect it to be a tuner, right? Because a lot of Sword Souls are Synchro monsters. But the extra deck cards, Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. It takes Fallen of Albaz plus 1 Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster. So it works pretty well. The ability for this to body snatch from your opponent is pretty good. You can only control 1 Mirror Jade Ice Blade Dragon once per turn. Quick effect, you can send 1 fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard that mentions Fallen of Albaz as material. Banish 1 monster on the field. Also, this card cannot use effects the next turn. If the fusion summon card in its owner's control leaves the field, because of an opponent's card, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls during the end phase of this turn. Okay, I like this. It's kind of like the Water Elemental Hero card. I'm forgetting what it's called off the top of my head, but the only difference is that is at the end of the turn. So your opponent has the ability to play around it technically. This takes 1 dark monster plus Fallen of Albaz. So this is interesting. It's called Lubellion, the Searing Dragon. So if this card is fusion summoned, you can discard 1 card, fusion summon 1 level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck. And interesting, my print. Is that being weird? The fusion, the F on the fusion is like scratched off. Okay, but as I was saying, you can 1 fusion monster from your extra deck, except Lubellion the Searing Dragon, by shuffling fusion materials mentioned on it into the deck from your monsters on the field, graveyard, or face-up banished cards. For the rest of this turn, this card cannot attack. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters. Okay, so the thing is, this is pretty good. In any Albaz deck, you should probably be running at least one of these. But a second effect allows you to special fusion summon, but it's only using your own cards. So you just got to keep that in mind. So you got to play that smart. Next, we got Branded Fusion. I was really excited about this one. Then Branded Sword. Then we got Branded Retribution. Fallen of Albaz. There we go. This is what I was looking forward to. I believe this is the first printing of this card in common. It does have 2 other rarities, I think. Albion the Shrouded Dragon is something I'm definitely excited about. Dogmatica Floritus the Knighted. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I'm pretty sure they made this a 3 after the last ban list, right? This is at 3 now. Next, we got Thunder King, Chaos Dragon Livianeer, Radiant the Multi-Dimensional Kaiju. Perfect. An Artifact Scythe. Interesting. White Dragon Wive Burster, and Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. I know these, you can special summon them by banishing cards, and we just read the earlier cards. It seems like banishing doesn't really have an effect, or that bad of an effect on this deck so far. Oh, nice. Starliege Seifert. I know this thing is super expensive. A lot of people will run this in their Blue Eyes decks. I might, since I have so many now, I might have to do that. Summoner Monk, Ghost Ogre, and Snow Rabbit. This is probably the card the reprint I was the most excited about. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. When a monster on the field activates this effect, or when a spell charge that is already face down activates this effect, quick effect. Yep. That's great. Effect Veiler, Omni Dragon Brotar. This thing was getting kind of expensive too, so I'm glad they reprinted it here. Branded Lost. The activation of your cards and effects that include the effect that include an effect that fusion summons a fusion monster cannot be negated. Interesting. So if you have this on the field along with this one here, you won't be able to negate it. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is fusion summoned this way. Oh, nice. If you fusion summon a fusion monster, you can add 1 Fallen of Albaz or 1 monster that mentions it from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Branded Lost once per turn. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Next, we got Branded in White. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a dragon monster. So I remember reading about this online. So it's a good thing that we have cards like Omni Dragon Brotar, or even, this is why I was a little excited about Albion the Shrouded Dragon, because it works pretty well with both of those. And then we got Branded Bond. Branded Bond's effect is special summon 1 of your Fallen of Albaz that is banished in your hand or in your graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, because it was sent there to activate the effect of Fallen of Albaz's turn, you can set this card. You can only use each effect of Branded Bond once per turn. So it's pretty decent recycling effect. I like that. Next, we got Fusion Gate. Oh, nice. And then Fusion Recycling Plant. I'm not gonna lie, I've experimented with these cards in a couple of different decks. I find they're not as good as running like regular poly, but I'm definitely gonna try it out on these as well. Fusion Substitute. Interesting. I know a lot of people will prefer running poly over this. This also has the advantage of drawing a card, but you can't use monsters on the field, I believe. Fusion summon using... Oh, sorry, you can't use from your hand. So this will only let you use from what you control. Then we got Gold Sarcophagus, which is dope reprint as well. Pod of Extravagance. Really, really excited about this one as well. I didn't have any of these before this deck now. And then we got Called by the Grave, which I believe was also in the Spirit Charmers one. Both of these, Dark Ruler No More and Called by the Grave. I could be wrong. But I know Dark Ruler No More was for sure. I bought a couple. I think I bought like 5 or 6 of the Spirit Charmers just for some of the reprints in there. Trap cards. We got ourselves Screams of the Branded. If a fusion monster was sent to your graveyard this turn, special summon one of your fusion monsters that is banished or was in your graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there to activate the effect of Fallen of Albaz this turn, you can set this card. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. The only thing that might be a problem is that it's a trap card, so it's a little bit slower to activate, but the fact that it's not limited to the monster that was sent to the graveyard to bring back. You can bring back any of your fusion monsters, so that could be decent. Judgment of the Branded. Target one level 8 or higher fusion monster you control. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls with an equal or higher attack to that monster. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there to activate Fallen... Okay, so it seems a lot of these cards have the same effect where if they're used for Fallen of Albaz's effect, you can pop off other combos with it. So I think that's pretty decent. Necrofusion. I haven't even thought about this card in a pretty long time. I know this banishes. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion monsters and from your graveyard face down. So all the cards that mentioned you can bring back monsters that are banished or whatnot, they all mention face up. So this card may not be the best for this deck, but I think that it's still worth giving it a try. We also got Back to the Front. I've used this in a lot of different decks, namely Gradles. I tried this a lot in Gradles. It's not bad. We got Warning Point. I've never actually seen this card. When a monster or monsters, because it's parentheses S, is summoned this turn, that face-up monster or monsters cannot attack. Its effects are negated. It also cannot be used as material for... Oh, okay. Interesting. This is a pretty decent way to just shut your opponent out. There can only be one. This is really good. Dimensional Barrier. Declare one type, monster type, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum. For the rest of this turn, neither player can special summon monsters of the declared type. Also negate effects of all monsters of that type while on the field. That's not bad. Just blanket negation. That's pretty dope. Then we got Waking the Dragon. Nice. And then okay, we got a couple more extra deck monsters. Titan Clan the Ash Dragon. We got Brigand the Glory Dragon. We got Sprint the Iron Dash Dragon. This one I actually don't know of. So it's Fallen of Albaz plus one effect monster special summon this turn. Okay, so this is most likely going to be... I mean, you can use it with your own cards too, but all of these cards are really, really good super poly targets. Next, we got Albion the Branded Dragon. I was waiting for this one. Fallen Albaz plus a light monster. This is just generic, so it's super dope. And then lastly, we're looking at Albaz the Shrouded, Ecclesia the Exile, Tri Brigade, Virtuous Vestals, Aluber the Dogmatic. So these are just a bunch of tokens. Think about the amount of tokens, because I got 2 more of these decks after this, guys. But anyways, guys, I definitely think this structure deck is definitely worth the buy. Even if it is at like 15, I got this for 10, so it's definitely worth the buy for me. But even if you get it at 15, this deck has so many reprints and it has so many dope cards. Plus, most people will agree that Albion, and all those type of cards, this deck specifically has the potential to dominate. You know, you have the main core of a lot of stuff that you need, and I think this can take you really far. So I think this is really dope. This is Platinum Cards, guys, signing out for the day. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. And oh my goodness, look at the time.
It's time to do